It's time for Red Flags and Reality.
Welcome to a bonus edition of Red Flags and Reality. Not tied to any of the podcast episodes, but still focus on the headlines right now that can actually keep you safer. A lot has gone on. Let's get caught up. First, conservative commentator Charlie Kirk was shot at a Utah Valley University event during his American Comeback tour. A bullet fired from a nearby building struck him directly in the neck. What this shows us is that public gatherings, especially in charged times, carry risks. The responsibility isn't necessarily on the audience or the speaker, but on making sure that venues have solid security, clear emergency protocols, and a culture of preparedness. Safety is something that we have to build into the environment, doesn't just naturally exist. Next, in Charlotte, a 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee was fatally stabbed on a light rail train in what police describe as a random attack. The suspect, with a history of mental health issues, was arrested and now faces federal charges. This tragedy shows that everyday spaces like transit systems need better safeguards. Riders deserve an environment where support, visibility, and intervention are built in, because no one should fear for their life on the way to work or school. And finally, during a speech at the Museum of the Bible, President Donald Trump called domestic violence a little fight with the wife and suggested it shouldn't be counted in crime statistics. Here's the truth. Domestic violence is not minor. It devastates families, children, and communities. Words from leaders matter because they shape how seriously problems are addressed. Minimizing abuse makes it easier to ignore and harder for the survivors to get help. So what ties these stories together? Violence isn't limited to one place. It can erupt at a rally, on a commute, or inside a home. Prevention isn't about blaming the victims. It's about building systems, awareness, and leadership that take these risks seriously. For more Red Flags and Reality, join me on the Timeline of Self-Defense podcast, where we break down stories like this every week and talk with experts, survivors, and coaches about real-world safety strategies you can actually use.